Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Abby Reviews. This is going to be my review and recap of The Bachelorette season 752, episode 293. I don't know. But this is Michelle's season, and we've met all the bachelors. One boy already got kicked out. This is going to be a 2-for-1 special. This is a 2-hour, every episode is 2 hours freaking long. And so I have to do a face. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to do my face while we watch this episode and check in with the Foo La La. Ignore my hair. I will fix it eventually by the end of this. I will look put together by the end of this. But let's just jump into the foolishness and see what we got going on for this particular episode. Shall we? Yes. So we're going into our first date, group date situations. It's the first group dates. First date group dates. If you want to know what I'm putting on my face, this is the NARS Soft Matte in the color Moria, Moorea. I just want to say, while I see some melanin, it's not enough for me personally. It just feels melanin deficient in this group of men. But that's just me. It's just me. Don't go by me. It's like a lot of unleavened bread that needs to go in the oven at 450 for another 15 minutes because clearly they're not done. Let's figure out what's happening on these group dates, shall we? Oh, isn't that cute? Okay, so she's like, I brought 3 of my friends and you're gonna have to impress. They're tough, but I think y'all can do it. And so the guys walk into, it's a mock classroom, and 3 of her students are standing there, and they're like, huh? Oh God, why am I so tickled by this, Jesus? That is funny to me, God. Oh Lord. Okay, let's see what happens. And I say this has got to be one of the best first dates that has ever been on. This was adorable. Child, they asked me, if they had asked me the math questions, I'd have been in trouble because math is not. Like the multiplication thing, I probably... Now, when they try to talk about integers and negative and positives, and that's where you lose me. But it was super cute. One dude was like, I majored in math in college, so this is not an issue for me. One boy was talking about, I was using my fingers to do the math. Baby, that's me. And I don't have the right answer, love bug. Oh God, then they did a chemistry thing and everybody's thing blew up except for Peter's. He couldn't. He was like, do you have to put it in a certain way? They was like, that's why we told you to follow the directions. I'm sorry, tickled. I'm officially tickled, and I enjoyed this a whole lot. Before they get to the spelling, my hair, just ignore it. It'll be fine at the end. Before they get to the spelling challenge, they played musical chairs, and I would just like to say that Peter plays musical chairs like my grandma used to play. She was ruthless. She didn't care. She didn't care that there was young kids bump you sit on the floor, you lost, go cry in the car. I ain't gonna get my life together. I'm not even gonna get to be able to put my makeup on because I'm crying. I'm sorry, but he played musical chairs like my grandmama. He ruthless. Don't give no damns about how you feel about anything. Thoroughly tickled. so far by this episode. Let's go into the spelling because I might have been iffy with the spelling as well. Okay, so the spelling was going okay. They asked him to spell protein. Peter drew a pizza and then tried to tell the children that ain't no pizza because he owns a pizzeria, and the kids were not impressed. It was like, oh, I thought it was an ice cream cone with no ice cream. And then they asked him to spell narcissist. Everybody spelled the word except one boy who spelled Peter. The shade of it all. So now Peter is mad at in his feelings. Like, how dare you call me a narcissist in front of Michelle? Well, if the narcissistic behavior shoe fits, lace that bitch up. I don't know what to tell you, sir. That's what they got from your behavior this whole time. You're a little girl. You're a little narcissistic, daughter, son, nephew. But I understand why. I understand why he would be upset that someone would call him that in front of somebody you potentially trying to date. I get it. Not these fools getting into a full-blown argument, though. So, Michelle and Brandon have a nice moment and stuff, and then now she's talking to Dark Chocolate, because I cannot pronounce that man's name to save my life, and I'm not going to screw up his name, and he accidentally watched this and then be offended because I couldn't say his name right. So I'm just going to call him Dark Chocolate. Y'all know the one I'm talking about. So she's having a lovely moment with him, and so Peter takes that time to pull Will aside. Will is the one who, when they were in the spelling challenge, they asked to spell narcissist. He spelled Peter instead of the word narcissist. And so he was like, he was like, you know, I know it's all fun and games, and we, you know, trying to get in front of her to get attention and everything, but it's inappropriate. All right, so the boys are found fighting. They have gone from having a discussion about it to, because Will was really giving him his ass to kiss, like, you bad, be mad. I mean, we sick of you and your pizza slices. Like, what else? And then he was like, what else do you have to offer besides a slice? I mean, what difference does that make to you? You're not trying to date him, so I don't. Okay, fine. So they having a full-blown argument while Michelle is trying to have a conversation with Dark Chocolate. It's finna go left. I can feel it, because they don't know how to dial it back down. And I think Brandon is going to try and mediate to get them to come to shut up and sit the hell down, as neither one of them have gotten any one-on-one time with Michelle that evening. And they don't want to ruin it for everybody else. So this man is speaking practically about what it is that he got going on and how that would impact a relationship with this girl. They mad because he wasn't doing a two-step and a hopscotch because he got the one-on-one date. So they in their feelings because he got it, and he's not showing the appropriate amount of gratitude about getting the date versus how I guess they would act if they had gotten the one-on-one. Child, if y'all don't get out your feelings. But this is a good thing, though, because if he has the first one-on-one date and they realize that they're not compatible and she cuts him, less men for you to compete with. I don't understand what the issue is. Is this man finna cry? Is this man really finna cry? Okay, I'll give you points for the little homework assignment that you brought with you. Rick, or as I like to call him, Table Man. sir. That's what we doing today. That's what we're doing. Okay. All right. Okay, so apparently they calmed down without her having to come and referee what the hell was happening. So she pulls Peter to the side and she says to Peter, I heard there was a lot of yelling and da-da-da-da-da. And he was like, I was upset about what he said. And not only did he say it in front of you, but he said it in front of the kids. And, you know, something about trauma and scars and blah, 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 blah. And she was like, okay, well, she was like, I appreciate you being vulnerable and stuff. But she was like, so she tells him to take himself, go center yourself, get yourself together, and, you know, we'll talk later. She was like, because I see now that I could really piss you off. And if this is how you handle yourself when you're angry, none of that is going to come across, you know, as a good thing, I guess. And so he talk about he got robbed of his rose. I don't think he was robbed, baby. I think it was going to go to Brandon regardless, because Brandon got the first rose on that very first date. So let's move on to the next set of dates, or the one-on-one, or whatever the hell we doing next. Y'all, who be planning these dates? For real, who be planning these dates, though? Who be planning these dates? That's all I want to know. Who is planning these dates? Return to sender. I don't want it. Rock climbing. Who thought that would be? Yep, return to sender. I don't want it. I don't want that at all. But it was cute. They made it to the top. Either they sip some champagne and shit. I'm trying to figure out how the hell they gonna get back there. None of my business, child. But I didn't see him mention the being gone in a day's notice and anything on this, so I don't know how that's going. We'll see. So they go to dinner. It's a reason why I only have one eye done, because damn it, I almost didn't have any makeup on because the boy made me cry. And he opened up about, you know, growing up in, because she, you know, Michelle is talking about, is normally talking about her family and her mom and dad and how they still go grocery shopping together. And it's an adventure. Lord Jesus fix it. Excuse the real life happening in my background.
Right, which is fine. That's not what I have an issue with. I have an issue with communication. Y'all saying I need to go.
And the young man opened up about his mother and having mental health challenges, and, you know, and her eventual committing of suicide. It was a lot. Feelings were involved. He was given the first date rose and they kissed. I just want to say, like, I had an issue with the little boy kissing all the women. I too have an issue with Michelle. Every time I turn around, she's slobbing on some man. So I'm such a prude. But my issue, I feel like I don't have as much of an issue with Michelle as I did with the dude. I don't know. I have a weird double standard. Pray for me. Also, maybe listen, them coming into the person singing the song. It's cute in concept, but it has to be done right. Like, I don't know what this song is this young lady is singing. And the lack of melanin is apparent. So, as much as I be like, why everything gotta be super black with people? Some things, I need to be super black. So, we'll see. Before we jump into the second round, dude, the song the girl was singing was called "He's Chasing Me." He's chasing me on a dating show. Okay, so we come back and it starts with Joe getting a call from his mom. A basketball coach and mentor of his has passed away. He's devastated, rightly so. And so he's like, I feel like the coach would want me to go. It's a basketball date and go and hoop it up. That's what he gonna do. So they go and all the guys are going. And of course, Joe is a standout. He was Minnesota's Mr. Basketball. Michelle was Minnesota's Miss Basketball, although she was runner-up. So they have that chemistry and that connect. So now they're playing 5-on-5. Did I mention that Nate is not good at this at all? Just thought I thought. I'm not good at sports either, so who is me? But okay, so they played the basketball game. Oh, okay, daughter. They played basketball game 5-on-5. The red team, which Joe was on, was losing 25 to something. Joe was like, I am competitive. This is not what I do. So that's not what we gonna do. We finna win this thing. And Joe, they was losing 25 to like 8. Joe brought them all the way back to 25-25, and they lost at the last second on a buzzer beater, 3-point buzzer beater. But because Joe put the team on his back and almost led them to victory, he got the MVP award. So he gets to go to the after party with Michelle. Now the rest of his team got to go home. It's a wrap for you fellas. But not for Joe, which is good because then he can talk to me, get some time with Michelle and explain what he's going through right now. Because grief is a hell of a thing. All right, so let's get into what happened, because I think this is where the drama of, do they know each other or do they don't? And what difference does that make? So Joe clearly has a lip up above the other gentleman. I don't know what else to say. How to say it. The men are in their feelings. The losing team is in their feelings because Joe got MVP, even though he put him. They're upset. Like, how you on a losing team and you still got MVP? And they're like, we don't know. You didn't know? You don't know? And then the guys who were on the date, they like, oh, Joe this, Joe that. She really likes him, blah, 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 blah. Nate is the only one with the cojones and the self-confidence. It's like, I'll let her do whatever she got to do because I know what our connection is. So it's whatever. And he said, went on his little special one-on-one time with her and proved it. And they was slobbing each other down. She also slobbed Joe down. It's a lot of slob going on. Okay, fine. And so Joe gets the date rose for this group date, which is going to put a even bigger target on his back when they get back to the rooms and they find out that he got after he was on the losing team and still got to go on the date and then this is what's going to bring up the conversation of did they know each other before they got into the house and blah, 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 and all of that good stuff. And she DM'd him. He ghosted her. Get out your feelings. Please and thank you. Damn, Jamie. Damn. Just what we thought. Golly. So, Jamie is who already has Rose, who has already cemented his spot, has an issue with the fact that Michelle and Joe may or may not know each other. Talk about some, oh, is she here for the right reason? Then he came out with this cockamamie story of a friend of his who was in a bar in Minnesota and saw Michelle hugged up with some tall, light-skinned. Now Jamie is going to shoot himself in the foot and get put out of this whole situation because you're getting ready to call the Bachelorette a liar. I want you to think about what you're about to do, sir. No one else has a problem with it except for you. And now she doesn't have good intentions and she's not here for the right reasons. Because she may know this nigga. Because you feel like y'all not starting out on the same footing. The red flags of manipulation. The red flag. Oh God, yes I do. The red flags of manipulation, Michelle. Girl, the red flags. This nigga literally is the only one who had an issue. And when he brought the issue to her, he brought it like it was he manipulating her. Oh, and for those of you who gonna get upset because I said manipulative instead of manipulate, I know how to say both words. I said what I said. Oh, Jesus. This man legit just pulled, a definition of throw a rock and hide your hands. Woo! Jesus. Not you created a whole false narrative. It got literally every man except for you and Joe looking like shit to this woman in her eyes. She not gonna tell on you. And then you hear all the men talking about it, and then you know they talking about you, and you like, well, I don't know what happened. I'm sure it was just, I don't know. Am I the villain? I don't think. And the whole villain origin story happening right now. What? I want to know what happened. So, daughter has said this some old bullshit, and she's rightly in her feelings. Ain't no cocktail party, bitches. Go directly to the rose ceremony. Some of you motherfuckers is going home because that's it. I'm tired. I don't want to talk to none of y'all. I just want this to be over with so I can go to bed and get out of this hideous purple dress that they put me in. That's it. That's all. Okay, so rose ceremony happened. All of the people we know are still here. She got rid of some people who we didn't even know were there. And the drama will continue. I think old boy is going to get it found out in the next episode. We'll see what happens. I can't wait. This drama is a lot. I'm enjoying this season of The Bachelorette. Tell me your thoughts about what happens. Like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a king. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.